Hello, my gorgeous girlies. It is your head girly in charge, Madeleine Asheleigh of the Divine, here with another message from the Divine and myself right to you. Today's message is focused on a mantra that I've heard for many years of my life. As a girly with very big feelings, I've always had very big feelings. That's something that I feel like may never actually change. And even if it does, and even if it doesn't, life is going to go on. The mantra is feelings aren't facts. And I have since shifted that because perspective shifts, very important. I have since shifted that from feelings aren't facts because that was kind of used as a way of, I don't want to say diminishing, but definitely not necessarily allowing me to feel empowered in my feelings, and definitely not allowing them to be something that I should embrace. I took that and I spun it to where I will now say feelings may not be facts, which is true, but they are factors in which our feelings are very guiding forces if we allow them to be. And if we utilize them correctly, for lack of better wording, they can kind of guide us down the right path and allow us to make a lot of healthier decisions. And that's what I want to have us implement. I want us, and especially as those who are femme-presenting, women in ideology and physicality, and just those who are a lot more in tune and intuitive, empathic. That's a word, right? Sure. If it's not a word, it's a word today. I'll be a walking dictionary. Come at me, Webster, if you really want the smoke. Please don't. I really don't want the smoke. I've had enough fires in my life, figuratively, in the very least. That was not a challenge for any literal ones. I'm good. Okay, I feel like the actual divine has heard that request, so I feel safe. Question mark? Asterisk? Back to that. But for those of us who have been very in tune with our own feelings as well as the feelings of others, we have more often than not an inherent knowledge of our feelings mean something. When you're happy, things are typically going well. When you're frustrated, things have not moved in the favor that you anticipated that they would. Similarly with disappointment, when you're angry or even enraged, it's typically a sign that you've been disrespected somehow, whether by yourself or by an external force, right? If you're sad, that can mean a plethora of things, depending on what the source of your sadness is, whether it be internal, external, and you kind of go from there. But you don't actually get to walk down that path until you deal with the emotion at the gate. You don't get to walk through the forest until you deal with the feeling that's pushed you into the forest. It's not something that I super often talk about, but I guess I might start talking about it now. I wrote a book. I wrote a fiction novel called The Strangers We Call Friends. It's currently on Amazon, and I want to find a way to get it off of Amazon because okay. But it was self-published. It was my fun. It was my COVID project to keep me sane and inside. And there was a line that always really stuck with me, even like when I wrote it, because it wasn't something that I always said before I wrote it, and it was just something that I felt like I needed to write. Lo and behold, I was writing it for me. You can't heal unless you feel. If you don't feel your feelings, if you don't embrace them, if you don't make the space required for them to exist, just to exist, you don't actually get to move past that. And that's something that I have been learning, and it's finally essentially today, where I actually allowed myself to feel my feelings and genuinely let them just be. I didn't I didn't try to force them back. I didn't try to push them down. I didn't try to, oh, everything is okay. This is gonna be fine. This is nothing. My way out of them, I genuinely like sat there and said, okay, yes, everything does work out for me. Everything will always work out in my favor. If it's not working in my favor, it's not the end of the road. However, comma, this situation, this circumstance, this current environment is scary. This is something that does not feel good in its current state. And that's real. It's real. It doesn't. And for a while, it may not. But until I can acknowledge that, there will always be a hindrance from me taking steps forward to make that change, to make the choice that creates the change that then shifts the entire circumstance. And that first step is feeling. You don't get to healing without first feeling. It's inevitable. You don't get to be sick of your own BS until your BS starts to really stink around you. Until you're no longer nose blind to it yourself. So make space for your feelings. Whatever that space looks like, make it a safe one as best as you can for you, so that way you can do what you gotta do. Because you are the only person you got in this life, babe. You might as well enjoy your own company, yeah? I believe in you, I love you, and I know you got this. Because if nothing else, the divine and I got you. Yeah? Yeah. Head girly,